And thanks for joining us for our 13 Action New Year's Eve special Betting on 21. I'm Dave Crevassier.
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Trisha Keene. We are so happy to have you with us tonight. We want to thank you so much for spending your night with us. From the Las Vegas Strip to downtown, our team is standing by to give you complete coverage of the last moments of 2020.
And the biggest celebration of the night in the Valley taking place, unbelievably, in downtown Las Vegas, not the Strip.
That's right, and 13 First Alert meteorologist Danny Beckstrom joins us now live from the Plaza Hotel and Casino. And Danny, Happy New Year. It is windy out here tonight.
Yeah. Happy almost New Year, Dave and Trisha. It is not just windy, but it is windy and cold. Our wind gusts in North Las Vegas approaching 30 miles per hour, and I'm standing on top of the Plaza Hotel and Casino in downtown Las Vegas. Wind speed actually increases with altitude, so I would say it's probably 30-35 mile per hour wind gusts up here. But right behind me, that is where the fireworks show is starting at midnight tonight, the only fireworks show in town from the roof of the Plaza Hotel. I actually caught up with the technical director, Nate Dogg, he let me call him, earlier, and he kind of told us what to expect as we head toward midnight tonight.
So in this show, we're going to have probably an average 1,200 fireworks up in the air for a total of 6 minutes. And during this show, we will have what we call multiple false finales. So during the show, you might think that it's the end of the show, which is not. It will slow down, allow the wind to, clear the smoke, let's say, and continue the show going on until the big finale at the end.
I love that, multiple false finales, because 2020 needs more drama, right? It's the perfect way to close out this year and bring in the next year. Keep in mind, we do have to make the call right before the fireworks show time, dependent on wind speed, whether or not they can safely do that. The fire marshal as well as the pyrotechnic group kind of makes that determination. We will, of course, keep you updated, but right now, I think the plan is good to go. I want to get you a check of the forecast for fireworks as we approach midnight. Temperatures in the 40s, gusts 20 to 25 miles per hour, which knocks wind chills into the 30s. That is what it feels like. Now, this fireworks show, it's big enough that you should be able to see it all across the valley. So even if you're just stepping out into your driveway to take a peek of the action in the sky, make sure to bundle up because it really, really is cold out here. Much better weather as we head into the start of 2021, though. This weekend looks fantastic, and I'll have more details on that forecast coming up in a little bit. But I want to bring in reporter Joe Bartels. Now, Joe is on Fremont Street where I was last year with him, but Joe, I bet things look a little different this year, right?
Yeah, Danny, much different. We were having a blast last year, and this year not the case. We're just actually steps away from where you're at the base of the beautiful Plaza Hotel here in downtown Las Vegas, and people are starting to come. I see more cars starting to show up maybe just ahead of the midnight hour, but as you mentioned, the Fremont Street Experience, a much different scene than previous years. It's usually packed with people. Take a look at this video from when we were under the canopy of the Fremont Street Experience around 90 minutes ago. It is restricted to hotel guests only. The general public is not allowed under the canopy. We saw maybe a couple thousand people walking around from our estimates, but the stages were dark, no live entertainment, no bands, no street performers. This is a far cry from the 14,000 or so that were anticipated, again, restricted here for New Year's Eve. We did a Facebook Live on the Channel 13 KTNV Facebook account around 10 o'clock, and the bulk of the comments were from people just saying how eerie and frankly sad to see Fremont Street so empty. Trisha, back to you.
All right, Joe, but it could have been a super spreader event, as the governor said, so it's good to see that everybody is practicing. We're trying to keep things back down here.
In fact, we haven't probably told our viewers we're on top of the Channel 13 roof, and man, it's really gusting out here. It blew over our monitor a second ago. And I can feel for Danny up there on the top of the plaza.
I know. All right, well, right now, a look at the Las Vegas Strip. We want to show you around 8 o'clock tonight. Take a look. A hard closure went into effect for a portion of the road.
Yeah, 13 Action News reporter Ross DeMatte is live near Spring Mountain and Las Vegas Boulevard. What's going on, Ross?
Dave, Tricia, good to hear from you guys again. Yeah, they were right on time with those closures. Right at 7:30 sharp, we saw Metro Police out here, as well as the Department of Public Works, putting in that closure along the southern portion of the Las Vegas Strip. But I think what's even more incredible than the fact that they were able to close the southern half of the Strip in a half an hour is the actual blockade itself. John, let's show them what we got here. Not only did they bring in two massive trucks here, flatbed trucks, to block off the southern portion of the Strip, they also brought in two RTC buses to reinforce that blockade, just encouraging people, do not try to drive down the southern end of the Strip. Thankfully, we haven't seen that. Meanwhile, traffic's still flowing on the northern end. And behind all this blockade is just lines and lines of Metro officers. You can probably see a lot of the police lights in the distance there. We saw a pretty incredible tweet from Metro not too long ago. They told us that there are 2,000 members of their force on duty tonight, and we've learned that at least 1,200 of them are stationed along the Las Vegas Strip. And we've just seen them doing such a great job of keeping the peace, helping people, enforcing those mask mandates, and encouraging that social distancing. So really, we haven't seen much of that on our end of the Strip, but I do want to check in with Jackie Kostek and find out, Jackie, what you've been seeing where you are. Jackie.
Yeah, Ross, I would say if you checked in about an hour ago, I would say not much is happening. We're right on Flamingo Road, just about a block off of the Las Vegas Strip. But if you take a look next to me right now, there is a little crowd gathered right outside of one of our favorite places, the Stage Door Casino. And folks are celebrating the end of 2020 right now. And the good thing, a lot of folks do have their masks on, and you can see that it is a celebratory vibe out here tonight. The confetti is flowing. Well, some people are wearing their masks, I guess. Yeah, they're pretty happy. They're pretty happy. I'm gonna step back in the shot now, right now. Okay. Yeah. It's contagious, isn't it? They're happy, we're happy. Adios 2020. If you're sitting at home right now and you're not going out, you're not doing anything, which is what Governor Sisolak wants everyone to do, you can tune in to the LVCVA virtual celebration. That's called Kiss Off 2020, and that's kicking off in about 15 minutes online on YouTube and Facebook as well. And they're gonna have DJ Vice spinning some jams. Wow, they have really quieted down now. I'm impressed. So DJ Vice is gonna be spinning those jams, and right at the stroke of midnight, they're actually going to be imploding a 2020 sign, which I think is something that all of us can get on board with. So Dave and Tricia, back to you. What's it like up on the KTNV rooftop?
You know, both of us have sat out through some New Year's Eve that were
Yes.
very cold, but never this windy.
Never this windy. I feel like I'm on a roller coaster ride tonight up here. Yeah, wow.
Hang on to your hats.
Exactly.